Let me show you a little bit about what this fasting life is all about. Come on in, man. So first off, I want to be talking about the diet and the nutrition aspect of what we're going to do today. Wait, we're actually not going to eat at all. You see, I went to bed about 10 p.m. last night. So I stopped eating a little bit before then I went to bed. So essentially, I was fasting during my sleeping period. So what I want to do now is I want to take advantage of my natural fasting period. I'm already in this fasted state, so I might as well maximize it. You see, if I were to just go and eat some food right now, I would actually stop the process of burning fat. As soon as you put some food in your system, you're blunting that entire process and all your hormones start going crazy, your insulin levels go up, and it ends up making it so that you're stopping that whole fat loss process. That's rule number one. Now, one thing that we are going to want to pay attention to is later on how we break our fast. So if we were just to reach for our breakfast foods when we broke our fast, we'd end up causing a serious problem within our body. We have to eat very specific things. So later on, after we're done skipping breakfast, we're going to eat very specific things, and I'll share those with you a little bit later because it's very important you eat these particular things. But in the meantime, it's all good if we have a little bit of coffee or a little bit of green tea. Now the thing is, if you have some coffee or you have some green tea, that caffeine is actually going to help you out with your fat loss process. And it does this simply because it helps mobilize the fatty acids. If you're mobilizing the fatty acids, that's more energy from your stored body fat that your body can use. This is exactly what we want to do. So in a given day, I might have 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 cups of coffee or green tea throughout the day. That ends up making me get through my fasting period a lot easier without having to think about food all the time. Also, the specific catecholamines like adrenaline and noradrenaline that it actually boosts help me burn fat faster, but also help me stay more alert. But there's a secret weapon too. So this is my ACV Plus day formula. So I end up using this. See, I used to always drink apple cider vinegar, and I still use apple cider vinegar from time to time, but the thing is, I was traveling so much, it just wasn't really practical for me to be carrying a jug of apple cider vinegar with me. So the apple cider vinegar has something called acetic acid in it. This acetic acid in it helps, again, utilize fats a little bit better, but it also helps minerals uptake into the body. So what that means is that when you're going through your fasting period, you're not gonna have that typical dehydration, you're not gonna have the weird kind of issues that you would have if you were deficient in specific minerals because the acetic acid helps you absorb them. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have a couple of these. $300 milligrams of acetic acid in this. That's more than you would get in a typical serving of apple cider vinegar that you would have to choke down. And again, trust me, I've been using that apple cider vinegar stuff for years and it is a pain to get down. It never ceases to hurt going down the old esophagus. But hey, while I'm on the topic of this, I actually have an ACV Plus night formula too. So whereas the ACV Plus day formula ends up being something I use during the day because it has additional herbs and additional things in there to help me out throughout the course of my fasting day, the ACV night formula has digestive enzymes and also hormone balancing herbs in it to help me sleep and relax at night. So it's the perfect combination. So while you're fasting, after you've broken your fast, and you're going to bed. Okay, so now that we're on to the fasting period of the day where we get to have some fun not eating, let's head out back. Let's go get a quick workout in. Grab a new shirt, this laptop. It's a fun part of the day. All right, so when I work out, I do something totally different, and it's called time under tension training. You see, most people when they work out, they count reps. And you know, when you count reps, it's good for a couple of different things. One, it teaches you to count, but it doesn't really affect the muscle the same way that time under tension workouts do. You see, I'm a busy guy. I like to be able to get my workouts done, get them, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, because realistically, I just don't have time for that. I've got a kid, I've got a wife, I've got a family, I've got a career. It's tough. I don't always have time to just do that. So when we're doing time under tension, what we're doing is we're focusing on how long the muscle is actually under load versus how many reps we're doing. For example, I'd rather keep my muscles under load for 30 or 40 seconds at a time rather than just 1 or 2 reps at a time. So if I'm doing reps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., then I'm only under tension for the point of time in which I'm actually moving the weight. But if I'm doing time under tension where I'm focusing on actually keeping the muscle under load, I get a lot more of a workout. Sit right here for 1 second. I'm just gonna grab a dumbbell to show you. So like, even here, just like a 10-pound dumbbell. Normally, if I was doing a curl, I'd have to sit here and I'd have to rep it out a bunch of times. Okay, and that's all fine and dandy. Like I've done that for years. I did that when I was doing bodybuilding style workouts and stuff like that. Anyhow, when I'm doing it with a time under tension fashion, I'm focused more on going slow and controlled and keeping the tension on the muscle. So if I'm doing a normal curl, it's like 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, But with time under tension, I can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all this time under tension in the muscle, allowing me to truly be able to get a maximal workout in less amount of time. Plus, I get my heart rate up a little bit higher, so I burn more calories. Now, why is this good while I'm fasting in particular? Well, when you're fasting, you're wanting to exhaust as much of your nutrients as you possibly can so that your body burns them, so you go into burning fat more. So by training in this fashion, I'm depleting my body's resources, so to speak. So my muscles' resources, the nutrients, I'm depleting them. I'm really taxing them so that I can actually have some energy. So therefore, I'm going to get into that state of fat burning a lot faster when I'm actually fasting. So before we get into a workout, I want to show you this real quick. Let me just log in here really fast. Okay, so what this is the Shred Fast workout area. This whole place is the Intermittent Fasting Science-Based Six-Pack program. So it's like I've got the fasting course, I've got the base track plan, the fast track plan, the women's fasting guide, all kinds of really cool stuff. But here what we really want to look at, we've got the fasting course, we want to get down to the actual workout portion. So scroll down, and then this is where the workout is. So start with phase 1. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of workout 1. So we just click here.
What's up, guys?
All right,
welcome to phase
let's do it.
1.
Flip this sucker around. Let's do a workout. All right, so to maximize the time under tension effect, we'll put our upper and lower body under tension with 3 supersets. Okay, first off, these decline push-ups. These are awesome for building the chest, especially under a time under tension protocol. Then we're gonna roll on into the pop squats. These are a super powerful plyometric movement that really engages the glutes and the quads. You don't have to do it for a very long period of time before you're really starting to feel the burn. All right, now with superset number 2, we're rolling into bench dips. All right, so these bench dips we're just gonna do for a few seconds. And these bench dips don't take long to start activating your triceps a whole lot. Now we're gonna roll into a glute bridge. This glute bridge is really solid for isolating the hamstrings. This is perfect for engaging the backside of your leg or the posterior chain so that you can help reduce some of that back pain that you have, but also make it so that you get the shapely legs that you're after, whether you're a guy or a girl. All right, then we have superset number 3. Here we go. Okay, commando planks. Taking regular planks to a new dimension, making it so that we can truly engage the core, but also get a little cardio burn while we're at it. All right, then we roll into the alternating side lunges. A great way to also engage the glutes, but also stretch out the adductor magnus and some of the adductors inside of our legs, making it so that not only your psoas muscles and your lower back end up relaxing, but making it so you get stronger whenever you do any kind of other movement that involves lateral movement. All right, let's go shower up. All right, so let's go get some work done. Unfortunately, I'm still human and I still have to work, just like all of us. So here's what's cool. I'm at my office, my home office, and I'm still fasting. And that's the interesting thing, is most people would think that once you're going through your work day that you need to be having food, otherwise how the heck are you gonna get any work done? Well, the reality is your work day, during the day, is the best time that you should be fasting. Why? Because this is when your brain gets all the extra energy. You see, the way that it works is all the energy ends up going to the brain. So if we start looking at it from sort of a survival standpoint, as humans, it's our prefrontal cortex, the portion of our brain that allows us to think and hunt, that makes us so unique. So when we're stressed out because we're not eating and our bodies are under physiological stress, it sends more blood flow to our brain, because in essence, our bodies are telling us, hey, get all this energy to your brain so that you can hunt, so that you can gather, so that you can get food. So consequently, we get a lot of work done because we're able to focus. Now, there's a lot of science that backs that up too. I'm not just saying it. Okay, when I built the Science-Based Six-Pack program, when I built the Intermittent Fasting program that I have, I based it all off of science. And I want to show you a few studies. In fact, check this out. So this first study, this talks about dietary restriction and how it increases the number of newly generated neural cells and induces what's called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So what this basically means is that when you are in a calorie-deprived state, when you're fasting, even for a short period of time, you're at a state where you're basically creating new brain cells. Like, this is something that scientists didn't think that we were able to do years ago. So now with emerging science, it shows that through calorie restriction and through fasting, we increase brain cells, and BDNF stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is literally like brain fertilizer, helps those cells grow even more. But that's not it. There's another study. Check this one out. So this one actually talks about how it enhances what's called neurotrophin expression and neurogenesis in the hippocampus. Okay, so the hippocampus portion of the brain is very, very important when it comes to like spatial awareness, when it comes to memory. Now, I don't care what kind of job you have, you're likely using your memory banks. Okay, short-term memory is used all the time. If you ever just like feel like you need to feel more articulate, or you feel like you're maybe just dragging, you have this brain fog. Well, the whole idea behind fasting helps that. So that's exactly why I wanted to show you these studies. Now, the other thing we have to look at, obviously, is the fact that you have a lot of fat loss when you're on an intermittent fasting program. And it's easy to say that, sure, you're going to be consuming less calories because you're not eating through the day. Sure, of course, that's going to trigger some fat loss. But there are a lot of different things that actually allow you to burn more fat. And one of the things in particular is thermogenesis. Okay, so this particular study I thought was pretty interesting too. And when I built the program, I looked at this one. Enhanced thermogenic response to epinephrine after 48 hours. Okay, now this study looked at it over the course of 48 hours. I'm not expecting you to fast for 48 hours, but the epinephrine response is still there. So what epinephrine is basically something that is released in your body when you're stressed. You know the fight or flight response? Like when you get all kind of nervous and you can either fight or you can run? Well, that's basically happening at a small scale when you're fasting. And when it's happening at a small scale, it elevates your core body temperature, but it also mobilizes free fatty acids. So it tells the fat that is basically sitting in your or sitting on top of your muscle, sitting under your skin, stuff like that, tells it to mobilize into the bloodstream to get used for fuel. So when we have an enhanced thermogenic response, our core body temperature elevates. That's pretty cool. Most people think you get colder when you fast. It actually enhances thermogenesis, makes you more apt to burn fat. In the same vein, I have another study too. Resting energy expenditure in short-term starvation is increased as an increase in serum norepinephrine. Okay, so what that means is resting energy expenditure. That means the amount of calories you burn just sitting down. The amount of calories that I'm burning just sitting here right now is faster because I fast. Yeah, I can literally say that. And that's what this study's saying. So short-term starvation increases norepinephrine, so your heart rate is naturally up a little bit more, and you're naturally just burning a little bit more fat when you're just chilling. So I'm sitting here using my brain, feeling articulate, talking to you, and I'm burning fat at the same time. Boom, pretty awesome, right? All right, now we get into some other stuff. Talking about the world of insulin, okay? So when we look at this study was published and it took a look at intermittent fasting versus daily calorie restriction for type 2 diabetes prevention. And what this study looked at was the overall insulin and glucose response. So it goes without saying that you're not going to have these big rises and falls in blood sugar, but that also means you're not going to have big rise and falls in insulin as well. And when you lower your overall insulin levels, you're putting yourself in a situation where you have less of a negative impact on your body. Meaning, if you have diabetes or you're worried about diabetes, you're putting yourself in a situation where you could be at ease a little bit more. Okay, so now I know that you might be worried about losing some muscle. Okay, this is a common thing. It comes to me all the time. I can't tell you how many times I answer this question, probably at least twice a day. No, you're not gonna lose muscle when you're fasting. Okay, if you were to fast for like 5 days straight, you might lose some muscle. If you were to go on like a 2-week or a 3-week fast, I wouldn't lie to you. Yeah, you'd probably lose some muscle, but we're talking about 16, 18 hours here. We're not talking about anything crazy. In fact, the studies are actually showing that even this study, it outlines the fact that when you are fasting, what ends up happening is your body goes into a preservation mode for your muscle. It actually preserves your muscle and it allows you to burn more fat because fat is so calorically dense. The body says, let's shift over to using this fat because it's going to provide us more fuel per gram than the protein would in your muscle. So you actually preserve your muscle. So, I mean, why are people not talking about this more? Like, I don't understand. Fasting allows you to burn fat and have all these brain benefits and preserve and even build muscle. Like, okay, I guess all the nutrition gurus out there on the internet are probably scratching their heads when I say this, but the fact is maybe they haven't looked at the modern research because the modern research shows that you can fast. I fast and I seem to retain quite a bit of muscle and I'm not sitting here wasting away. Anyhow, I'm gonna get ranting and nobody wants to see that. So let me show you something else though. I've got a Facebook group, okay? This Facebook group is for people that are on my fasting program. And the whole purpose of this group is to be able to create a community out of this because I realized that so many people were taking part in this, I wasn't really able to coach every single one of them individually. So it created this great community where everyone could come in and coach each other and help each other. But I just wanna show you, like, I mean, I've got an awesome team of coaches in here, but everyone is so engaged. Like, check this out. This dude, okay? So this is Sam, and he's been doing this. He started at 305 pounds and he's down to 250 pounds. He's already lost 55 pounds with 40 more pounds to go. Look at this guy. He's not even recognizable. Okay? I mean, this is what's so cool. It's so motivating for people. And then there's the coaching group again. There's Johnny, there's Josh. They're awesome people. And then we scroll down a little bit more. I know there's a really cool before and after that someone posted in here. People are always posting like cool stuff about our supplements and everything like that. It's just nice to see people so happy. There he is, John. This dude, look at this, 3 months. I mean, like, that's insane. He's not even recognizable. Look at that difference in his face. Anyhow, I mean, this is just cool. I just love it that people can come here. People post videos and pictures of all their just progress. I don't know, it's motivating. I'm rambling on. So that Jumpstart group is just super, super cool. I really think that that's a big part of everything that we do here. Hey, you know what? I just about missed my break fast meal. I'm gonna go. Let's go head on to the kitchen. It's time to actually eat, guys. All right, so here's where the science is gonna come in. See, the science of nutrient timing around the breaking of your fast is the most crucial aspect to reaping the maximum fat loss benefits from your fasting period. Okay, so remember how I said that our insulin is very low since we've been fasting? Well, since it's so low, our bodies are in a sensitive state. Anything that we put in our bodies right now is gonna cause our insulin levels to fluctuate. So it's important that as we break our fast, we do so with foods that will allow for a steady, gradual incline in blood sugar levels and avoid a spiking effect. For example, if I were to break my fast with a gallon of ice cream and a pizza, my insulin levels would skyrocket to such a degree that it would blunt the fat loss from occurring for the remainder of my eating window. We don't want that to happen. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't have pizza and ice cream in moderation in your eating window if you feel like treating yourself. You just cannot afford to break your fast with unhealthy, sugary, high-calorie foods because you lose that metabolic advantage that you created from fasting in the first place. And this is one of the most common mistakes that I see with other fasting protocols that are out there. They provide you with how long you should fast for, but they don't provide you with the most scientifically sound methods for reaping the absolute maximum fat loss benefits. So that's why when you break the fast, we'll do so with nutrient timing. Now, I've included a variety of different fast break mini meals, as I call them, right into my personal fasting plan for variety. But honestly, I'm kind of a simple man myself. The absolute best way to break your fast is with one or a combination of the following: 20 to 25 grams of protein and about 10 to 15 grams of fat. Now, you can even skip the fat if you want to and just go with protein. Now, personally, I'm such a simple kind of person, I'm just gonna do some whey protein. This is gonna allow me to break my fast and it's gonna keep my insulin levels stable throughout the entire time. That way, I'm gonna have a gradual rise. I'm not gonna have this crazy spike in my insulin. That way, I'm not spiking my insulin and my blood sugar will gradually rise as my eating period begins. This ends up allowing me to enjoy my favorite foods without losing that metabolic advantage that I talked about. And speaking of my favorite foods, it's date night tonight, and that means that Amber and I are going out to our favorite steakhouse to load up on some good food, and I'm gonna have a tasty steak and maybe even a loaded potato topped with butter. Grass-fed butter, of course. Now, this is the type of flexibility that fasting can give you in your life. We're talking the freedom to enjoy delicious foods without running the risk of unwanted weight gain. So I'm gonna go get ready for date night. Hey, what's up? So thanks for sticking with me. It's almost 10 o'clock at night here, so I went ahead, I sent my cameraman home, and I'm about to enjoy my last meal of the day. So yeah, in case you're wondering, the cameraman did not come to the steak dinner with me. So this is my power pudding. So I've got tons of before bed recipes like this in my full program too. Now, most people watching this are probably wondering why I'm eating this late. Well, that's because I've got an 8-hour eating window to fill up. So I eat all the way up to like 10 p.m., sometimes 11 p.m. most nights to make sure that I'm full before I hit the sack and start my fasting cycle all over again. Now, in this video that I made for you guys, I demonstrated a fat loss plan that was so easy that anyone could literally do this. You didn't see me do anything crazy. All I did was skip breakfast, catch a short 20-30 minute workout, and then dive into eating. And what's more, the workout is actually optional. Fasting will do the fat burning for you on its own. This is the stress-free way of living a healthy life in a body that you will truly be proud of. You don't need to count your calories. You don't need to be restricting yourself from your favorite foods. You don't have to be a slave to the gym or try to cram in time to prepare boring, bland diet food. Intermittent fasting completely changed my life, and it got me to where I am today, physically and mentally. I'm so confident that you can do the same for you, which is exactly why I kept a journal when I went through my own personal fasting transformation not that many years ago. It was my little fasting experiment log. When I first started practicing fasting, I was my own lab rat, and I put myself through the trial and error. But it was well worth it because the experience allowed me to develop a method which utilized the science of fasting combined with human biology to create the most proven fat loss plan. One that was not just easy to follow, but one that would stand out as being 100% proven effective in transforming the way you look, the way you feel, and the way you perform. And I've cataloged the research which backs the most ideal fasting periods, the best nutrients to break your fast with, and even created complete time under tension workouts to maximize fat loss even further. And sure, you could put yourself through trial and error like I did, trying to find the absolute best method for reaching your results, or you can simply use the blueprint that I already created for you. Why is it smarter to follow science-based six-pack rather than trying to figure it out by guesswork? Honestly, you get accountability with my coaching group. You get all kinds of extra tips and tricks. You get different recipes so you don't have to do any extra thinking. You're able to actually follow the scientific regimen. You're able to look at the research. Not many programs out there actually show you the literal research, like literally give you all the studies. They usually just try to sell you on the idea or just make it look glamorous. The reality is there's nothing super glamorous about this lifestyle. It's easy. But I need you to see the science so that you can truly be justified and truly understand what you're doing and feel confident in it. Because confidence is how you're going to get through this program and how you're going to be able to feel your best. So if you see the studies and you see the science and you see all the amazing transformations that have occurred, you're going to be confident. So I call this program Science-Based Six-Pack. And to get started with my course, all you have to do is click the button below now. The Science-Based Six-Pack Intermittent Fasting course provides you with exclusive dietary supplementation advice for curbing cravings while fasting, as well as drink recipes that you can enjoy during your fast to enhance fat loss and focus. I've also included a complete time under tension workout video series so that you can take your fat loss results up a notch right from my member site. Plus, you'll get hours of video tutorials that are included as part of my Master Fasting Course video series. This includes interviews where I cover the best strategies for fasting, live cooking demonstrations, simple and delicious recipes, and printable fasting schedules and meal plans that suit your unique goals. And the best part is, I've also included all the research I used when I created this fasting plan. That way you can feel confident that this truly is the most proven, science-based approach to achieving the body and the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But it doesn't stop there. I also provide my clients with a couple bonuses to make sure that you experience the results that you're truly looking for. Remember that Jumpstart Fasting Facebook group that I showed you earlier? Myself and my team of health coaches host this exclusive members-only Facebook community for those who adopt the fasting lifestyle. Here we answer questions, post new diet and exercise tips, recipes, and give you access to exclusive deals and giveaways. This Facebook group helps us all stay in touch as a team and give one-on-one support to those who truly seek it. And when you sign up with my fasting course, you'll get free access to this Jumpstart group. Not only this, but I also hook my new fasting clients up with a free 1-month supply of my apple cider vinegar capsule supplement, ACV+. Incorporating ACV into your fasting routine is proven to enhance metabolic pathways for fat loss to occur. Plus, it's also proven to improve digestion, nutrient absorption, and help detoxify the body from chemicals and other toxins that we accumulate in our day-to-day lives. But instead of drinking it, I have all my fasting clients try out my ACV Plus formula on me for the first month of the program. That way you can experience the benefits yourself without ever having to deal with that terrible harsh taste. Plus, my multi-dose formula will take your health optimization a step further by delivering 24/7 detoxification to your body with daytime and nighttime formulas. In the daytime formula, I've added an energizing matrix of ingredients such as green coffee bean extract and beta-alanine to enhance mineral absorption for more energy and more focus during the day. The nighttime dose is going to deliver an additional serving of natural acetic acid, plus a few other additional ingredients such as ginseng root and digestive enzymes to optimize the most vital window of recovery for our bodies, our sleep cycle. But you don't need to take my word for it, because once you sign up with my fasting course, you're going to get my ACV Plus shipped right to your doorstep in a couple short days, so you can experience the advantage straight up for yourself. With these bonus gifts, I want you to feel assured that you're making the right decision and working with someone who truly is invested in giving you the tools to experience your true, full, unbridled potential. That's why right now you can get my entire science-based six-pack intermittent fasting course plus these 2 free gifts for just $67. All you have to do is just click the button below and you'll get instant access to my fasting member site so you can get started straight away. Now, just to make sure you feel fully confident with me as your coach, I also back this course with a 60-day money-back guarantee. That means if at any time in the first 2 months of using my fasting plan, you find that you are not happy with your results, you can reach out to my customer care team for a full refund. No hassles, Zero questions asked. However, most of my clients actually start seeing and feeling tremendous differences in the way that they look and feel within the first week of using my fasting protocol. Here, I want you to take a look for yourself.
I'm starting 2 businesses. I have a 1-year-old daughter and a full-time job to boot. And this program has made it incredibly easy for me to get the results that I'm looking for.
People that know me personally, I've struggled with weight all my life. I would have never thought that I could reverse like a years of damage in 30 days. The science is amazing. I wish I had this science when I was younger so I could have started this back then.
The results were just amazing. My bloated stomach started flattening out. I get up in the morning feeling skinnier, feeling energized instead of lazy and lethargic. I love that feeling. It feels great. Not to mention my grocery bills dropped, and the fact that I dropped 40 pounds in 2 months. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but eating is overrated. Did I just say that?
The remarkable thing about what these people achieved is that it was not complicated. They simply used the science of fasting to transform themselves. And now it's your turn. So just click the button below to start your fasting transformation today. And I'll see you on the next page. Still here? That must mean that you've still got some questions and concerns that you'd like addressed before you're ready to commit to my science-based fat loss protocol. So let me go ahead and get those taken care of for you right now. The first question, what types of results can I expect from intermittent fasting? Well, you don't have to take it from me. Let me share with you what some of the guys are saying about fasting. Terry Stevens says, okay, today is January 15th, 2018. I started this life change last week, Monday, weighing in at a whopping 344.6 pounds. This morning, I got up and got the kids dressed and fed, started my truck, brushed my teeth, yes, dreading the scale, scared I wouldn't lose any weight after going through the struggle of getting used to fasting. Well, I finally got up the courage to weigh myself, and I was 322. Hunter Smolinski says, just stepped on the scale, lost 7 pounds since I started just 2 weeks ago. Larry says, well guys, I found a downside to this program. The downside I'm referring to is my wardrobe. It's going to cost a small fortune to replace it, LOL. It's only been a week and I've had to add a new hole to my belt and didn't think to put it on before church, and I'm finding my new jeans are at least 1 or 2 sizes too big. Andrew Power says, 2 weeks, 10 pounds and feeling great. I'm looking forward to continued progress. DL says, hi all, today is my second day on phase 1 base track. It's going surprisingly well. My insides are doing stuff too, LOL. I decided to go on a scale as I was curious. It says I'm down 6 pounds. It's really hard to believe. I'm really happy so far, and I hope the pounds keep melting off. Second question is, so what is intermittent fasting exactly? Well, intermittent fasting, or IF, is not a diet. You still eat your normal amount of food, you just eat it in a smaller time frame, referred to as your eating window. It's simply a plan telling you when you can eat and when you cannot eat. Since you spend more time fasting than you do eating, it gives your body a chance to tap into its stored fat for fuel. Next question, won't fasting make me hungry? The answer is no. Most of your fast happens when you're sleeping at night anyway, and contrary to popular belief, the fasting phase is a suppressive effect on your hunger. And when you finally do break your fast, you get to eat large portions that promote satiety, or appetite satisfaction. Oftentimes you may think that you're hungry, but in actual fact, you're just thirsty. Both hunger and thirst are controlled by the hypothalamus. That explains why you often misinterpret thirst for hunger. So when you feel hungry, drink a glass of water. You can drink as much calorie-free liquids as you want during your fasting period. If I have questions about fasting or need coaching support, how can I get help? Well, here's the great part about signing up with my science-based six-pack course. Once you're a member, you get immediate access to my science-based Jumpstart Coaching Facebook group. In this group, I have multiple certified trainers and nutritionists who not only provide additional recipes and fasting tips, but also answer any of your high-priority questions. We're talking about things like wondering if certain foods or drinks or supplements are going to break your fast or not. So if you're wondering if a supplement will break your fast, or you're confused about your calorie intake or what macros best fit your goals, my Jumpstart coaches will be right at your service. What if I'm already following a diet and exercise program? Will I still be able to use science-based six-pack? Absolutely. If you're following a diet or exercise plan, you can definitely still apply the intermittent fasting approach to your current regimen. All you'll do is simply apply the fasting schedule to your diet by making sure that you consume your foods within the eating timeframes that are indicated in my plan. It's that simple. You can still follow your own workouts if you're currently training now. You can perform them while you're fasted to enhance your fat loss benefits, or you can perform them in your eating period if you want to. I have 20 plus pounds of belly fat to lose. Will fasting still work for me? Yes. The research shows that following an intermittent fasting plan works especially well for those who have more than 20 pounds of excess fat to get rid of. In fact, studies have shown that those who are extremely overweight, like 50 plus pounds to obese, find that dramatic results can be experienced within the first week of fasting intermittently. Besides fat loss, what are some other proven benefits to following your science-based fasting plan? Well, from my own personal experience, I've noted the following. More free time, so you have an increase in productivity. Also decreased food-related anxiety, talking about going out to eat and what you're going to eat at a restaurant, things like that. Carbs are permitted, especially at night. This is carb backloading. No more meal prep. You can eat freshly made food. Then we're talking about satiety when you do eat. Because you eat all your calories in an 8-hour window, you feel pretty full when you do eat, so you're not going to overeat. No more hours doing slow duration cardio. No need to work out twice a day. Shorter duration time under tension workouts give you the most bang for your buck, and you only have to do them 3 or 4 times a week if you really want to accelerate your results. No more chronic daily calorie restriction. It's easy to maintain a robust metabolic rate despite the fat loss, thanks to calorie and carb cycling. Decreased set point weight means it's easier to lose weight and keep it off. No more yo-yo dieting. From my own experience, intermittent fasting has been the easiest way to lose fat and keep it off over the course of these past few years. This is advantageous because the lower and more stable that your weight, the lower your chances of having a heart attack, having a stroke, or having high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or even cancer are. I still have some questions. Can I speak to someone over the phone? Absolutely. Our customer care team is at your service. To reach out, please call 1-800-655-8576 for US callers or 855-520-7596 for international callers. Now that I've answered those questions, it looks like you should have everything you need to get started. Simply click the button below to get unlimited lifetime access to my fasting course. Your new body and your new health awaits. I'll see you on the next page.